I'm Jason Epperson. This is RV Miles, and it's time for the latest in RV and camping news. I'm coming to you from Silicon Valley, California, to visit an RV manufacturer of all things. I'll have more on that on a future episode, though. Today, we have lots of stories, but we kick off with the news of that 9-year-old girl's abduction at Moreau Lake State Park in New York earlier this month. While riding her bicycle alone, a fingerprint found on a ransom note ultimately led to her rescue within 48 hours, and her abductor has been arrested. But is there a chance that she could have been found sooner? About 1/3 of New York state parks have security cameras, but Moreau Lake was not one of them. New York state senators are proposing legislation that mandates the installation of security cameras at all entrances and exits of state parks, campgrounds, and recreational facilities, according to Spectrum News. There wouldn't necessarily be cameras within the parks, but the entrances would be monitored to see who's coming and going. Moreau Lake State Park installed security cameras last week in the wake of the abduction and increased police patrols throughout the park. The RV industry continues to output fewer RVs than are being sold as aging 2022 and 2023 units are being pushed off of dealer lots. There were 35,275 sales recorded in August, according to Statistical Surveys, Inc., a reduction of 16% over last August. Meanwhile, about 28,000 RVs were shipped in August, as 25% fewer than the numbers sold. On the year, there have been 288,487 retail registration sales, which is 16% less than the first 8 months of last year. Year-to-date, dealers have sold 35% more new RVs than have been produced. I suspect those numbers are about to change as orders come in for 2024 units. My understanding after talking to many dealers and manufacturers is that inventory has come close to normalizing, and most of the aging inventory has been sold in preparation for the restocking that normally takes place over the winter. Meanwhile, according to Auction Lane Watcher Black Book, RV values are holding fairly stable, with motorhome values rising slightly last month and trailer values dropping slightly. California Governor Gavin Newsom has signed Assembly Bill 618 into law, introducing amendments to streamline and enhance the campsite reservation system across California state parks. We covered the passage of the bill recently, but it's now official as the bill has been signed. Effective January 1st, 2024, the law will provide credits for cancellations made at least 7 days in advance. It will forfeit bookings for no-shows and implement a cap on the number of days individuals can stay at a single campsite annually. Additionally, the legislation introduces a lottery system for reservations at 5 high-demand state parks and offers a 25% discount to low-income state residents. You will not be able to get any sort of refund if you don't cancel your California reservation prior to 7 days out, and your site will be given up on the next day if you don't show up. If you're a fan of this channel and you like what we do, I hope you'll take a second to hit the like button. It's the easiest way to support what we do, and it really helps. And if you really want to support us financially, consider joining our Mile Markers program. You get some bonus podcast episodes, monthly live stream Q&As, a free RV Today magazine subscription, and more, starting at $4 a month. The details can be found at rvmiles.com in the upper right corner or in the link in the description for this video. Well, the campground industry has been lagging behind the boom in RV sales over the last few years, which is natural. It just takes longer to build a campground than it does to build an RV. But there's been an issue. Lots of municipalities don't want new campgrounds. So I'm pleased to see several stories over the past week about new campgrounds getting approved across the country. And some municipalities are making it easier to get a campground built. For instance, according to Woodall's Campground Management, the Lewis County, Washington Board of Commissioners has streamlined the permit process by no longer requiring a binding site plan necessary for the development of new RV parks or campgrounds. A special use permit and State Environmental Policy Act review are now the only requirements. The change should significantly reduce the permitting time for RV park developers and for staff reviewing the permits. The new rules also allow cabins and yurts to be built, along with supporting services such as convenience stores or laundromats, and increase how long an RV park owner may allow people to stay, from 180 days to 210 days. I'm also seeing stories about more campgrounds open later in the year or all winter, which is welcome news for those of us in places where campgrounds close this time of year prior to the first hard freeze. Lagging commercial campground development even more has been the development of new campgrounds in state and federal parks. But there are a couple of new ones to know about. This one's not really a new one, it's a replacement. The Iowa Department of Natural Resources unveiled designs for a new campground and shelter at Red Haw State Park, where there have been ongoing cleanup efforts at the park after a deadly tornado tore through Lucas County on March 5th of last year. And Utah's Quail Creek State Park celebrated the official opening of its new southern campground with a unique ribbon-cutting event involving a fishing pole and a remote control car chain reaction on September 29th. The new facility, which adds just 25 campsites, is equipped with water and power, and it's designed to accommodate larger motorhomes and trailers, addressing the evolving needs of visitors. The campground also introduces a modern restroom facility with showers, a dishwashing station, and a new dump station. Although the campground is now open, online reservations are not yet available as park staff work through the initial operational works. The decline in pump prices accelerated a bit since we talked about the slow fall drop last week, with the national average falling 10 cents a gallon to $3.66 for a gallon of regular unleaded. The primary culprits are slowing demand and the falling cost of oil, which has dropped more than $10 and is hovering near $82 per barrel. In some stations, mostly in the southern states, a gallon of regular gas can be found below $3 again. And according to AAA, more will join in the coming weeks. Currently, the cheapest gas in the nation can be found in Georgia and Mississippi, both averaging at $3.12. The most expensive gas is, of course, here in California, averaging $5.74 a gallon. Gas is 15 cents cheaper than a month ago, but diesel owners haven't been as lucky. A gallon of diesel is down 6 cents since last week, but up 2 cents on the month. According to new data from the Energy Information Administration, gas demand dropped significantly last week. On the other hand, total domestic gasoline stocks increased substantially. Growing supply amid low demand has pushed pump prices down. If oil prices continue to decline, drivers can expect further price drops at the pump in the weeks ahead. That's it for this week's RV and Camping News Roundup. Remember to check out Mile Marker subscriptions. I think you'll like it in the link below. Hit the like button if you got something out of this video. Subscribe if you want more like this, and we'll see you on the next one. Goodbye, everybody.